So, before we start the video today, I have an important disclaimer to make. In my video, I'm gonna obviously talk about Canada and a few issues with US and LGBTQ community. So before we start the video, I would like to make it perfectly clear. I have nothing against members of LGBTQ community. I might have a little bit of an issue with LGBTQ allies, because usually these are more extreme. I believe in equality. I don't care what you do behind the closed doors, the same way like you don't care what I do behind the closed door. And I think that's how it's supposed to end. We shouldn't have any preferential treatment towards LGBTQ. The same way like we shouldn't have it towards heterosexuals, and the same way minorities, race, whatever. Because if you have any preferential treatment, it's discrimination, and that's illegal. But somehow, in some cases in Canada, it's okay. So yeah, that being clear, put on the table, let's talk about what I found out today and what was kind of interesting to me. So I'm gonna lower my ugly face over here. Sorry, make it smaller, obviously, that's what I meant. And I found this article. Give me 1 second over here. Yeah, so this article, sharp rise in Americans applying for refugee status in Canada. So obviously it's nothing too crazy. First of all, I wasn't even aware that we can have refugees from US, right? US, not a third world country, pretty much safe country. Well, let's see what's going on. So it's only 245 claims, which is important to put there. It's not a big issue. Obviously, there's some third country. Wait, is there the specific wording? I read about it. I just lost it a little bit. Well, there's something called first safe country rule. So obviously, unless you're able to provide that the US is not safe for you, like you're not safe anywhere in the US, then if you're not able to provide it or prove it that you're really unsafe everywhere in every single state in the US, they're gonna turn you around and send you back, which I believe that's how it should be, right? However, what's going on right now, we have no idea how many of these 245 people actually asked for this and were members of LGBTQ community. So, do you remember how during the American elections people were like, oh, it's gonna become really unsafe to be a member of LGBTQ community in the United States? Well, these people are asking for asylum right now. And there's so the reasoning behind it is President Trump canceling DEI. Look, DEI is just positive discrimination. So you're trying to get Canada because you don't get any preferential treatment in the US right now. Also, they're not allowing trans people to be in the army, which, I don't know. And trans people in the sports, obviously, you should have your own league or compete in the category you were born as, right? I don't think there should be any guys in the girls' sports. Like, that's just not right. And speaking about this, I know people will be like, wait, but testosterone levels, it doesn't matter. I can show you hundreds of bodybuilders that were on the testosterone and they stopped it. Now they might have levels of testosterone same as the normal guys, but the muscle mass is there. The performance kind of stays. It's still going to be above. So if the guy is born obviously as a guy and then decides to compete against girls, he's still gonna have advantage, even if his hormonal levels will be on the same level like girls. So because of the evolution or growth and all of it, he's still gonna have advantage in muscle mass and all of this. I'm not sure if they're telling it in this article, but apparently there are cases of like trans people trying to get to Canada because they feel unsafe under President Trump. Like I said, DEI laws, no trans people in the army, no trans people in the bathrooms. You know, like you have to go to your biological bathroom pretty much. So these are the reasonings. And you would think, why Canada, right? Let's make me a little bit bigger again. Why Canada? Well, first of all, when President Trump started canceling this DEI BS, again, to me, DEI is, Charlie Kirk said it good, did not earn it. Well, it's positive discrimination. You're getting hired based on race, sexuality, gender, all of it. It's exactly what we were fighting all along. The only difference is right now, it's, I said it, race, gender, sexual orientation. Ridiculous. Instead of having equality, we're going with DEI, which literally means certain people have a higher chance of getting hired. Well, not even chance, like they have quotas that they need to fill, right? But anyway, why Canada? Well, if you remember when when President Trump announced he's gonna stop with this DEI, stop funding to the schools who don't hire based on merit or don't admit students based on merit, Mark Carney, Canadian Prime Minister, said that Canada will be safe harbor, which is ridiculous. It's not like LGBTQ people are getting attacked in US. No, what President Trump is doing, literally putting them on the same level as everyone else, and that's how it should be, right? Well, not according to the Mark Carney. And now comes the other thing I found out, and it's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. So I saw this Canada post, and just bear with me. It's August. Why? Why does Canada Post still have a rainbow logo on a Facebook website? Canada Post, isn't it like federally regulated whatever? I don't know. It's like it's not called LGBTQ Post, it's called Canada Post. Like, come on. It's August, it's not June. I get into June, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Liberal Party of Canada. Again, it's not June. First of all, it's ridiculous that the whole June is for LGBTQ. Like, veterans have one day, LGBTQ has a whole month. But we're not going to talk about this, right? But it's August, 2 months away, and the Liberal Party of Canada has this. Again, it's not Liberal Party of LGBTQ. It's Liberal Party of Canada. That just shows you who they actually represent. And I'm not surprised if Canada Post, since Liberals are our government right now, correct? Anyway, let's go over here. Canadian flag removal for Pride flag at Carney's office raises question. And this is August 17th. So instead of having 2 Canadian flags next to the Carney's office in Ottawa, now we have a Canadian flag and rainbow flag. And I don't even think it has a Canadian symbol, which I think it's actually good, because I hate these mix matches on like Canadian flag that's at the same time rainbow flag. Like, sorry, no, that's it's ridiculous. Like, so who do you represent? Like, Canada is supposed to represent all of the citizens in Canada. Why does someone get this preferential treatment? I I just don't get that. And I think it does injustice to the whole LGBTQ movement, because like I said, the reason why I don't like LGBTQ allies is I believe that it's just people who think it's cool and who are just trying to push it on us and get some benefits. I believe in equality. I believe in, I don't care what you're doing behind a closed door. I don't care if you like girls or boys, whatever. And remember a few years back, if you mentioned sexual orientation in your workplace, you would go to HR. I think we need to bring that back. Because, look, if you mention sexual orientation, it's going to make someone uncomfortable. And it doesn't matter if heterosexual is talking about having sex with their girlfriend or whatever in front of the member LGBTQ, or other way around. Someone's always going to be uncomfortable, and that's why we had this set of rules. Like, you're at work to work, you know, like this sexual stuff, it's oversharing. It's not even like, oh, I went to see this concert, I went to see this game. No, it's just overshare. Just bring it back. Make Canada normal again. And by normal, I mean equal. Make it good country. Don't make people who are not members of LGBTQ, don't make them feel like they're discriminated, which pretty much that's what's going on, right? Canadian flag stands for all people living in Canada, all Canadians. Well, somehow we have two flags now. And one is not official. I don't know. It's just getting too much craziness. Like, just let's strive for equality, not this. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the video, subscribe, like. Again, it's not supposed to be a hateful video, but I believe it's important to talk about some things that are going on with our Canadian government. And again, like, removing flag for the LGBTQ flag it's not okay. You're not putting Canadian flag down to put an LGBTQ flag. Like, who do you represent? You're supposed to represent Canadians, all Canadians, not just few Canadians. And again, one thing that I didn't mention, and that's very important. So people asking for asylum, what it means is that they're going to basically get a free year in Canada. So they're going to get certain amounts of money, like pretty much same thing as war refugees, right? Taxpayers' money will pay for accommodation, food, all of it. And in the end, I think they calculated it that it's going to end up like 80,000 Canadian dollars a year. For what? Because you don't like President Trump? That's ridiculous to me.